So the context kind of behind the problem is, I believe that your business should be a tool to deliver your why. What's most important to you? For me, it's not money, it's time. I want to have time freedom and I want to have redundancy, meaning I don't want to have a bus factor of one. And what I mean by bus factor is how many people, it's a number, it's a qualifier. How many people in your company need to get hit by a bus before your business ceases to be?
I see.
And for most business owners, that number is one. And it was for my dad. If, whether metaphorical or literal, hit by a bus,
Yeah.
there's a business cease to be. And that's what kind of getting out of the field and building a team can kind of do, to where you aren't just like one ladder fall, one roof fall, one scaffold fall away from zero income. And that can be the downside of being the artisan.
Yeah. So in your mind, what is the big thing that's preventing business owners who are in the field from being able to take that step back and take a step away and be able to delegate some of these things? What's the biggest thing inhibiting them?
Well, I'll tell you what my biggest hang up was. I'm very OCD. So like, I want the job to be flawless. And I grew up being a window cleaner, which means we're looking for specks of glass and hard to see streaks between two, transparent pieces of glass, trying to find a speck of dirt. And my self-limiting belief was that no one could do it as good as me. And no one could work as hard as me. No one's going to work as hard as the owner. No one's going to do the job as good as me. I couldn't trust them to go out and do it. I wanted to be in control. I had a lot of that from my dad. It took a long time for me to kind of break those habits. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying to take that big leap of faith and to get out of the field and watch your van or your truck drive down the street with two guys on there or two gals on there that are going out doing the work that you sold, you teed up, you talked to the customer, and now someone else is going to deliver on your promises. It's terrifying. And I think that's where most people kind of get stuck. And they also feel like, how can I afford employees? How will I be able to get enough?
Get burned.
Busy.
You also, if you've been in the business long enough, you also get burned by by bad hires.
Totally.
I've hired people who you're like, oh gosh, you have a master's degree. That's awesome. I don't know what you're doing here, but sure, why not? I'll teach you how to paint. And then they're a freaking thief. Like it's just so hard to know who's coming into your business and to be able to catch them up to speed. And I mean, I was looking at some labor statistics by the way, and 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day, and they represent 40% of the trade workforce of skilled laborers. Only 3% of young people are entering in, and so you've got these huge deficits of skilled workers leaving, nobody wanting to come in, and it's like, well, how? Like, I would love to be able to hire a team and scale up, but who wants to do this work?
Well, it's interesting because and I agree with you 100%. I've been burned by people. I had one time we were booked out nonstop busy in the middle of our busy season for like 2.5 months, and I had about 8 employees at the time, and over half of them quit, and they were all millennials. Over half of them quit within about 2 weeks of each other, and we were booked out solid. And like, I had my first panic attack sitting on the couch. And the difference is that, one of the statistics that you mentioned was really interesting. 30 years ago, people used to wear as a badge of honor working at the same company for 20, 30, 40 years. Like, that was an impressive thing. They retired at their company. They were company man, company woman. Yeah. It's exactly the opposite now. People they would view that as a death sentence. So we have to change our mindset that the people that we bring onto the team, they're very likely not going to be long-term players. We may get a year out of them, 2 years, 3 years, maybe. But that forces us to work on our training systems. And we have to completely shift the paradigm to where we celebrate the time while they're here. We get them up to speed as fast as possible. We put the checklists and the systems and the training manuals and the processes in place to be able to get a B player to deliver A-level results. and then know that they're not going to stick around with us for very long. And you know what? That's okay. We're going to high five them, and we're going to, we're going to teach them, and we're going to invest in them, and we're going to make them feel like this was the best job they ever had because we helped level them up in life. And that's a big paradigm shift for a lot of people who used to think that this guy should just be lucky that he has a job. It's not the case anymore. And you got to change your mindset.